666, mark of the beast. Matt General, can't make this up, MP, Edmonton River Band 2, announced his resignation because he's got personal family crisis to deal with, is actually flipping to the Liberal Party of Canada. Breaking news right now, Mark Carney announces, puts the Liberals one seat away after rigging a Quebecois election in a federal riding, nullifying 20 mail-in ballots of Francophones that voted for Bloc Québécois. They actually won initially, but of course, Liberals challenged a recount. Then the courts appointed by Prime Minister Mark Carney go through it all and say, hey, you won by one vote. The reason why you lost by one vote by nullifying 20 Québécois for Bloc. And the reason for this is simple. Alberta independence, Quebec referendum. Everybody, if you don't think federal elections are rigged in Canada, I have a CSIS file on me for spoiling my ballot for Canada, the 51st state. Not even making a real vote, but spoiling the ballot. And while I did that, I got access to a Toronto GTA riding, the Greater Toronto area, not Toronto, but Greater Toronto riding, the one named after Justin Trudeau. And there I found, when I did that spoiled ballot, and I took what's called a voucher ballot, where you don't need any ID, even though I had ID, even had an employment letter, but they're still investigating me nonetheless, want to take me to their kangaroo court. But folks, on that I saw the cheating, the hundreds of signatures, voucher, no Canadian ID, to make sure elections go the way Liberals and Conservatives want them to go. Now, Pierre Poilievre, he's doing his job as His Majesty's official opposition to make sure the Liberals remain in full power and they crush any independence, whether it be Alberta or absolutely coming Quebec. That a majority is not 50% plus one. It's whatever the demon devil Mark Carney says it is, because the courts are appointed by him. Doesn't matter which province, Supreme or the Superior Court of Canada, final hope for any low-life, dirty, degenerate subject, which is what we are, me, you, everybody. We don't matter. We are what the Americans say we are, an electoral autocracy. You see it once again. Now, Matt General, Mr. I care about men's rights, that's how he got elected. Guys like myself and many others ruined in divorce courts for no good reason. We're good men. Oh, he's a champion of all of that. Well, he was. He's now, I quit and resigned for family issues, except for Mark Carney promised me massive, lucrative, and prestigious positions in cabinet. Oh, everything's right as rain. I'm a newfound Liberal. And with my new Privy Council appointment, I'm going to get a lifetime payout for the rest of my life. Pierre couldn't deliver for me. It's not enough. They make almost $250,000 a year. In fact, it's much more than that with their financial claims for travel, expense accounts, which are so exuberant, folks. These people get to go all over the world for family holidays, parties all over the world at your or my expense. That's how it works. It's not enough. They need a bigger fund, a bigger payout. Multi-millionaires, they've got places to go, people to see, things to do. They don't even have to work more than 70 days a year on average. It's party, 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 money in the bank, leaps and bounds, buying into all kinds of other countries, not Canada. When they exit, that's for life. What he's going to get is massive amounts, not retirement. This is a living wage for the rest of his life. Pierre's already got one. He's telling you all, we gotta stick together, conservatives. Even though all his conservatives, including Alberta, where he says is his home base, he's got his own MPs crossing the floor for Mark Carney. They're one seat away. And they've also made a Clarity Act precedent for all those Alberta separatists and French Québécois from Parti Québécois, those who are going to vote for separation absolutely in a real referendum. It's going to be the province of Quebec probably this Christmas. You're not going to win by 50% plus one. It's going to be whatever Mark Carney and the Supreme Court determined it is. Because now he gets another riding opened up to him that was actually won by Bloc Québécois, but because they discounted all those francophones, only Mark Carney's courts get to determine who's allowed to vote or not anymore in Canada. And voucher ballots remain, even though it's completely rigged in Eastern Canada. Absolutely, in the majority of Ontario federally, is 100% rigged. Conservative and Liberal. And they play this game together to balance out the rest of the country, which they clearly dominate in population. It's Quebec that really stands against them, but as we see, that's all rigged too. Mark Carney proves he has full control of that. Pierre Poilievre works for Mark Carney. Mark Carney is a loyalist of Stephen Harper's. You will find all the Chinese collusion, and Pierre Poilievre named in that, took 2 CPC payments from the Communist Party of China. He was the committee chair on the Canada-China FIPA deal under ministry for Stephen Harper. Guilty. All those Albertans who went out and saw the Chinese security forces on Crown land oil field holdings, you all saw that. They're armed, equipped to stop any Albertan or any First Nation who comes within range. They'll blow you away, and there's nothing you can do about it because it's theirs now. And unless a miracle happens, like the United States of America has military intervention, which means Arctic down, folks, not the private property of Canada, but what Canada claims is their crown lands, which are actually, in fact, Indian lands, never settled properly. USA is going to do that all. They're showcasing Greenland. How about they're going to do that with Denmark? And now through NATO, and then they're going to do that to Canada, north down. It's the worst imaginable 51st state way, and it won't be us in this 51st state. It'll be about 132,000, tremendous amount of First Peoples who will get land settlements through that process. And Canada's Crown will have no powers, none whatsoever, to stop it. Their integration with China, everybody, the new Chinese EVs, the new F-35 deal, USA has to make a major national security choice here, because what happened to Nortel will happen to the United States of America through Canada's Crown government. You see, that AI will be able to spy on all military equipment, including all of that staged in Canada by the United States. What they've sold to the United States will become property of China for China to loot through with their AI, pretty much dismantling the American military-industrial complex through the Canadian government, federally and provincially. And so everybody knows that's an agreement through Danielle Smith and her predecessors that allowed China to do that. Private property, Crown property, these are provincial Crown lands. This is Danielle Smith who signed off with Mark Carney on that. You're watching a resigned MP all of a sudden, oh, I changed my mind. I'm not resigned. I'm switching parties. I'm going to see a lifetime payout in the millions of dollars. Brookfield's very lucrative for scumbag politicians. And all the opposition plays their part. If you thought Whigs and Tories from the old evil of the UK was long gone, you're sadly mistaken. You'll find Conservatives often calling themselves Tories. You see it with Andrew Scheer too, who's dirty as a dirty shirt. It's all an illusion of democracy. It's not a functioning democracy. This is breaking killer news, everybody. You'll find just moments ago Mark Carney making this announcement. Riverbend, supposedly conservative, not so much anymore. This is the reality of a broken Canada, an evil, demonic Canada that was never democratic to begin with. I hope people wake up. I hope conservatives get on board, because it's going to have to be Canada, the 51st state, or it's going to be Canada, the Chinese communist third world country, aspiring to regain second world status under the Chinese regime. If you don't think it's true, Alberta, as I've stated, so many are a decade behind. As I've stated many, many times, many videos, lots taken down now, but I've shown you how much of China is infiltrated into Alberta. The number one source of Chinese infusion into Canada is Alberta, Canada. And folks think they're going to get independence. I know that's not going to happen. You watched an Iranian march of 350,000, equaling at the best case scenario so far, APP, Alberta Independence's little petition that they're pushing for to get a referendum inside the Crown Clarity Act that's just been ruled and hijacked by Mark Carney that 50% plus one is not a majority. It's whatever he says it is with his appointed courts. I warned separatists. I ran a platform of the UN landlocked nation of Alberta through the power and glory of the P5, permanent 5 members of the Security Council. As you see, USA's paying up all their things. They're not paying for non-binding, but they're paying for all their binding institutions in the UN. For those who thought the UN's going anywhere, wake up. USA's never going to give up their authority and might in this world. Never in a million years. Never, ever going to happen. And not just them, the other 4 allies too. 2 of which will never allow Alberta, Quebec, or any other province or territory to ever be free. Because you're their property. You're their slaves. That left you USA, China, and Russia to secure penmanship. I can promise you today, Alberta, Quebec alike, you will never win this Clarity Act, and you certainly won't win in international law or referendum. The platform I published in 2019, where we did have that penmanship. Now they don't. Russia hates your guts. China is now bought and paid for by Mark Carney, fused with. You even have all of your tax dollars and your massive debt loading, devaluation, getting reinvested into China and China into Canada. We are royally screwed. And it's going to only be the military intervention of the United States of America if we can't move the mountain of Canadians. And so far, I don't see it. So it's pain and punishment, the worst road imaginable, what I don't want for my children or any Canadian. I really don't. I gave you the glorious, cherished 51st state path. But so many blind, so many institutionalized by the Crown, including those in independence today. And you're going to watch Quebec is going to win the PQ, but they're certainly not going to be able to navigate the Clarity Act. They've been fucked hard by the demon devil bastard Mark Carney. Whig and Tory merged, which means all liberals, all conservatives. It's being rolled out in front of you. And after they have their rigged Clarity Act riding renewal in Quebec, Mark Carney's going to secure his majority needed to do anything he wants as a pure autocratic dictator, which is what they are. But it's going to be the worst we've ever seen in Canada. And get ready, because everything that sick, demented demon from mythology has published since 2006 showcases he is a lover of communism. He wants all of you, his property, and that's what we are in Canada. His property, his play toys. He is the epitome of a Jeffrey Epstein on steroids. He is a Nazi Adolf Hitler rising really quick. Hybrid Joseph Stalin, Adolf Hitler. All the socialism, all the nationalism, and absolutely all the fascism. We are screwed in this country. Share, share, share. Get this video out. Get it to everyone you know. How can conservatives stand today? How can you be a conservative and still be with that? How can you be a conservative following into these fucking delegates? These piece of shit Tories who are no different than the liberal Whigs. Wake up. I'd never support liberal, let alone a fucking treacherous, traitorous, treasonous Tory that defies all realm of honesty, lies to your face, and it's in your face today. We gotta stand together. Then why are all your MPs rolling over left, right, and center to secure that majority when it wasn't elected to be that way? And mass migration to Alberta through Danielle Smith. Come one, come all. Bring all those new liberal immigrants to Alberta. We got to crush this before it ever gets started. Quebec is literally the last hope because it's not going to be Alberta. I hate to say that, and I know my Alberta. If it wasn't true, I'd be the first to tell you. I don't do it to be mean. I do it to prepare all of you for a coming anarchy that's going to be executed down by the federal government. They're going to list you all as seditious, treasonous. Wait till they pass those laws. You don't know communist history? You don't know Nazi history? You're in one, folks, and it's coming fast. To boomers and to everyone who resists, you're going to get swept aside hard. You're going to lose your property, lose what little rights you thought you had by the only good graces of the United States. U.S. sees it. And get ready, because I don't see how USA can put its military in the hands of Canada, in bed with China, China's AI, China's monitoring, Chinese internet, Chinese security. Wow. Wow, after what happened with Nortel, we'll see. But I don't see anything good coming for Canadians or First Peoples. I see the devil at work here. His name's Mark Carney, and he's got allies, Pierre Poilievre, and the entire Conservative caucus, as well as the Liberal caucus. If it wasn't true, those people would be saying, I'm done. I want the United States. I want American here. This doesn't bode well for my constituents. But they don't do that, do they? Oh, we got to stick together. Stick together with China? Are you insane? They're insane. They're demons. They're devils. They worship evil. That's what they are. Share, share, share. Get the video out there. It's critical. It's got to be shared now. God bless. Love you all. Bye now.